Hi friends, welcome back to my session. And before of this session, we had created Linux VM in Azure. So in this session, we are going to discuss about what is Linux. So why majority of the companies are preferring Linux to deploy their servers, and what is the history of Linux? What are the basic commands in Linux? Everything going to learn in this session. Okay, and as we already created Linux VM to Azure. So for lab purpose, I am going to use the same mission. In this mission, I had installed the Red Hat Linux flavor. Okay, fine. Just before before driving into this Linux topic, just please have a quick introduction on the Linux OS. Okay, yes, fine. So what is Linux? Linux is a open source. Open source means anybody can use. It is a free cost. It is not licensed. So it is also just like a operating system, just like Windows operating system. And it also offers the client OS as well as server OS. What is the difference between the client OS and the server OS? Client OS is a request generator, means from client OS we are going to generate a request, and server OS, it is process those requests. Okay, this is the basic difference between the client and the server. And coming to Linux, it is also kind of operating system. And what is the basic purpose of operating system? It is used to communicate between the user and the computer hardware. Okay, the basic purpose of OS is like that only. And kernel, what is the kernel? Kernel is the core of the system. With the help of the kernel only, the operating system can be able to communicate with the CPU, the memory, and other peripheral devices. It is the lowest level of the OS. And coming to daemon, it is a background services. Okay, and if our machine wants to communicate with another daemon, it is supportive daemons. Daemon, it is a background service. Shell, what is a shell? Shell is like a command prompt. So where we are going to execute our commands. Why we are going to run the commands? In order to get the outputs. In the form of the commands, we are going to provide the inputs to the PC, and we are getting the expected results. That is a shell. So with the help of the shell only, we can be able to communicate with the OS. Okay. And coming to the history, so you can have study here. It was introduction in 1991 by Linus Torvalds. As it is not required too much, just please have a look and just have a quick learning on notes regarding what is history of Linux. That is not mandatory, and mostly it will not ask at the interview as well. But for your information only, I had mentioned here. If you are interested, you can go with the history. Otherwise, you can exclude. And open source means, as I already told you, it is a license free. Everybody can use, able to use, and it is available on internet. And flavors are distributions. And based on the Linux, it's a core that different companies has different developed the different things based on the Linux. So we have the different flavors like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Debian, Fedora, Red Hat, CentOS, OpenSUSE. These are the different types of flavors available in the Linux. So based on the requirement, the companies are going to prefer those things. Architecture. So actually we have to have the hardware. On top of the hardware, what we have? Kernel. Kernel is a core. It only will be able to communicate with the hardware of the system. On top of the kernel, what we have? Shell. So shell is the communication between the user and the OS. What are the commands which we are executed? We are getting the expected results. Applications. So application is nothing but services or any kind of application that we are going to use. We are deploy on top of the OS. Okay. This is basic about the Linux. Fine. Coming to this, in Linux we have three different modes are there. The command mode. So whenever, without any disturbing the file, if I want to read the file, with the help of this command modes, I can be able to move into the file. I can be able to open the file. I can be able to see whatever the line I want to see. What are the things I can be able to done without disturbing the file? I will be do in the command mode. In setting mode, suppose if I want to do any modification to the file, so I need to make the into the edit mode. That means insert mode. Whenever I will be enter into the insert mode, then only I will be able to modify the content in the file. So these are the steps. Suppose if I press I it will insert the data. Like I will show it to you, and whenever you had done any modification to the file, finally you need to save the file, because of if you didn't save the file, then the modification you did will not at all save. So that's why if you done any modification to file, then finally you need to save. In Windows what we done, just control X. If done any modification, then finally what we press control S, and automatically whatever the modification has been done, it will be saved automatically. Okay, the file permission, here the file will be appear like this. If at the starting, if it is appeared like this hyphen, means it indicates it's a regular file. Basically we have 5 types of files are there: regular file, blocked file, character file, directory file, link file. So based on the first thing, it indicates which type of file it was. Okay, and we have the two kinds, three kinds of permissions are there. Suppose if you take RW hyphen, means read, write, execute. The read value is 4 and the write value is 2 and the executable permission is 1. So RWX, if you combine RWX, it will be 7. R is 4, W is 2, X is 1. Just for example, in the above case, just we have observed, it hyphen indicates regular file. RW hyphen indicates only file has the read and write permission for the owner. Okay, and permission part, and ACL, one represents the ACL, access control list. Root, who is the owner of the file, who is the group owner of the file. And 103, suppose if you take any 72, it's a file size. Here it is a 103 now, it will be considered as a 103 MB. And date, and finally the file name. In this way we can be able, and it will be displayed. We need to understand about the files. Okay, as I told you, read 4, write 2 and execute 1. Okay, total if you combine, how many? 7 are there. Users and groups, we have 5 types of users are there: root user, super user, regular user, system user, admin user. So different users have the different privileges, but root user is the main user. He has all the permissions. If you come into super user, he is created by the root user and have privileges like root user, but he is not a root user. Regular user means generally he didn't any special privileges. He can access the files only. System users, it will be created while we installing software on our system. Admin, he is able to create files and giving permissions. Okay, if you want to see the list of users, the command is cat etc passwd. And if you want to see the list of groups, cat etc groups. Okay, and there are different types of directory files are there. So home directory is nothing but the users directory. All the users are created in the home directory only. Bin, it is used to store all the binary files. There are different types are there available in the Linux file system, and by default it will be created when you installed any Linux flavored OS on any machine. So what are the directories are available? Just please have a look on this, then you will get understanding what are the different types of directories are available on the Linux. Home directory, bin is used to save the binary files, and sbin is used to store the commands which has been executed by the super user. And boot files, it contains the boot images and boot files. dev files, it contains the device files. etc, it contains configuration files. Lib, it contains the library files. Lib64, it contains the library files of 64-bit. mnt, it contains the mount files. opt, it stores all the files details of third party when it is installed. Means if I install any third party application, it will be saved the file details in opt. Proc, it is used to see all the processing related files and hardware details. Like service related information will be available in the srv directory. System, it stores any new changes that obtained while changing hardware. Suppose if you change any hardware on the PC, it will be, the details will be available in the system. Temp, as usual, it is used to store temporary files. User. It contains local system files which are continuing with the old system architecture, where it stores all the system sizes. Where is used for what? Where directory? Directory is nothing but a folder here. Okay. In Windows we can be called as a folder. Under the folder we have the files. Here in the Linux architecture, the folders will be called as a directory. Under the directory we have the files. Okay. Just please remember this. Okay, and these are all the basic commands. I will do one thing. As I told to you earlier, those guys who are interested to follow these sessions, please mention your email ID. Accordingly, I will create one Google Classroom for all of you. Whoever has pinged their email respective email address, I will go and add their respective email address to the Google Classroom. Then they will be able to access these class notes. Then that will be useful for them while preparing themselves. Okay, fine. What I will do right now, I am going to connect into the Linux VM. So how that will be done? I am going to use putty as a SSH client. So for Windows we are using RDP. For Linux we are using SSH. Okay, right now. What is the public IP? Here it is the public IP. Just open the putty and paste the IP address and connect. It will ask login as what the name I had set, dev tester. It need to ask the password. I am just entering the password what I had set. So then I will be able to log on to the mission. Okay, then fine. Okay, and if I want to log in as a root user, sudo -i. Fine. Right now I logged in as a root user. Okay, fine. As I told you earlier, if you want to check the users, which is the password, cat etc passwd. Okay, the same command I need to execute here. These are the default users which has been created. ADB, system user, nobody. Okay, these are the users. Dev test is also the one of the user. Okay, he's having the user ID, group ID. Okay, and if you want to see the group list, simply type group group, then you will see the list of groups. So here the syntax error is there because of, as I not mentioned, /symbol. So here dev test has the group ID of 1000. Fine. So what are the basic files? So one more thing, if I want to create any file, okay, what I need to cut? I need to create first of all directory. Directory is nothing but a folder. mkdir. To create a directory, mkdir dir1. Okay, directory will be created. If you see list, total list of things, ll is the command which is used to list the things. ll to list the address. What we have? I have one directory. If I want to enter into the directory, what I will do? cd dir enter. Right now I am in where? Okay, cd dir. Change directory, change to dir1. Yes, right now I am in directory 1. Suppose if I want to create one file, what I will do? Touch file 1. Okay, if you type ll, it will be displayed here. If you want to go back, cd dot dot. Okay, you are the root user right now. If you type ll, it will be showing the directory 1. If you want to change to the directory 1, dir1. Under directory, what you have? You have the files, file 1. You don't know what the content in the file. If you want to view the content in the file 1, cat file 1. Okay, nothing is there. If I type the cat file 1, nothing is showing because of there is no content in the file 1. I want to enter some content, edit the content. Okay, vi is the editor which is used to enter the content in the file. Vi file 1. Okay, if I want to, if I type anything here, it will not taken until I press I. If I press I, it will enter into the insert mode. Then it provides a, here it will be displayed here, insert mode. Then hi all, welcome to my session. Thanks all for joining into my session. So right now things are done. If I want to exit, just press escape. If you press the escape, you will come out of the insert mode. And if you move top of the file, GG. If you press the GG, you will be moving into the top of the file. If you move the shift G, you will move to the bottom of the file. Like that, everything I had mentioned the commands here, then you can use the same commands. Okay, so there are different commands are there. So it's quite not possible for me to show all the commands by executing here. So because of time, so I'm going to share this document with you. You can you create the Linux VM in Azure and practice all those commands. I will mention the command at the same time what is the use of the command. So then you will be having a great understanding regarding if you were able to process these steps. Okay. If I want to display the IP address, how? Hostname -i. Simply go to there, exit. Suppose if you want to exit, semicolon WQ. Okay, fine. I just came out of the file. Suppose if you open cat file 1, is it visible to you? Yes, fine. If you want to clear the screen, clear. Fine. If I want to move to the root directory, cd dot. Right. And uh, if you want to see the name of the mission, host name. If you want to see the IP address, hostname -i. It is showing the private address. It is not the private address. Okay. There are different things are there which you need to understand about the Linux commands. There are a lot of Linux commands are there. So you can follow this document. At the same time, suppose if you want to see the display information of the CPU and processing information, ls CPU. Okay, just press ls CPU. Is it displaying? Yes, obviously it will be displaying. If you want to display about the memory, ls mem, is it displaying? Total memory size is 3.5 GB. Okay, like that everything will be visible here. So, and at the same time, if you want to see free memory, free space m, free space m, how much free space I have? Here you can see this much free space I have. Like for each and everything there is a different commands. If you want to see all the running process, ps is the command to check all the running process. Okay, these are the process right now are running. Okay, and fine, these are the different files are there. So you can if you want to check who are logged into the system, who am I is the command. So in this way you will be able to create Linux VM, and you will be able to work on the Linux VM with the help of commands, Linux commands. These are the basic Linux commands. So for suppose if you here, if I want to update something, m update -y. If I want to update the system, m is the command which is used to install something. M Suppose if I want to install the git package or otherwise tree package, m install tree -y. So it will install the tree. Suppose if I want to uninstall, m remove tree, it has been removed. Like that we can install, we can uninstall, we can check the hardware related files, we can create a files, we can suppose cd dir ll. Okay, ll. So as I told to you earlier, how the file, it is a regular file. I have the one file which has been created, that is file 1, and it is a regular file, and it has a only rw hyphen, it has only read and write permission, and ACL is 1. Who is the owner? Root is the owner. Who is the group owner? Root is the owner, and it has a 68 KB, and it has gained so and so date. Okay, it is displayed like that. By seeing the file, you can understand what it has, what the file has a permission. Suppose like this. Okay, and one more thing I just want to show to you, just please stay with me. If I want to change the permission of the file, change mode 777 file 1. So the file 1 permission has been changed. Suppose if I type ll, so the file earlier, the file how it will be normally, right now how it will be converted into green, means here just please have a look. Earlier how it will be only read and write, only read and read. Here rwx user group owner finally. Okay, right, this is the thing how you are going to work on the Linux. Okay, okay guys, hope you guys enjoyed my session, and we will meet up in the next session with a new topic. Then signing off, thank you, bye bye.